Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a very special video for you. Well, I wouldn't say it's special, but it's still a pretty decent video in my opinion. Today we are going over an Urbex trip that I have been hanging on to for over a year now. Pretty much 13 months to be exact. So, the reason why I never really got around to this footage was basically because that I never really felt comfortable about doing so. The vibes that I had on this trip at the time were, not really the best vibes. It was a little bit intimidating and scary, to be honest with you. And so, as a result of that, that's why I hung on to the footage as long as I did. At least until today's video. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into the never-before-seen Urbex adventure. I hope you all enjoy, and without further ado, let's get right into it, shall we?
What's up?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so starting off with our first location, we are starting off with a abandoned Kmart store located in Florida. Now, I want to make a very quick disclaimer. This abandoned vacant building is now a shopping mall, so it's not vacant or abandoned anymore. It's actually been open since April or May of 2020, so I just want to put that disclaimer out there, not to put any bad publicity on the business. Okay, anyway. With that being said, before this whole shopping mall was a thing, this was once Kmart. As you all saw on my exploring channel, I visited this place for the first time back in June of 2018, and unfortunately, this store was having its store closing sale. That might be unfortunately for a ton of other people, but for me personally, didn't like to see it, but it was what it was, they were having their store closing sale. That was my first and last time going to that store, and I actually really liked it. Fast forward to a year and a half later, November of 2019, that's where I arrived to check out this place with the aftermath of the Kmart life. And I gotta be completely honest with you, with everything that I did see from the outside to in, it still looked the same, really. Just, more dead than I guess it was back when it was open. But, yeah, I took a look around the outside of the building. I also took a look on the inside of the building. I probably mentioned that already. And, it was pretty dark and gloomy on the inside. Empty. Not a lot of furniture other than, the customer service area, I think. But other than that, still felt the same really, and there's nothing much else to be said. Other than the fact that in that area of town, I saw that there was a very heavy police presence. And that's where all the scary vibes started to begin for me personally. There was a very heavy police presence. There was even police officers inside the shopping center as well. And normally, whenever there are police around, I wouldn't push myself to kind of film places or anything. However, I had a much different approach on this day. Number one, at the time, I still do to this very day, I live over an hour away from this area, so there's that. And number two, this place was also on my bucket list, so at the same time, it's like, how could I not film this? This is my opportunity right here. So that's why I still did what I did. I try not to make myself look suspicious or anything, and thankfully for my favor, there were also people walking around in that area as well, so that definitely helped out a lot. But the police officers were actually really cool. By the time I was walking back to my car, one of them had waved to me. I waved back, got in my car, went about my business. speaking of Kmart, look at that bad boy. I put that up front for the purpose of this video, so yeah. Anyway, up next we have a solo abandoned H.H. Gregg building. This was my next stop after the Kmart, and I gotta say, there wasn't really much to say about this particular vacant building, other than the fact that, of course, it was H.H. Gregg. We all know that H.H. Gregg went out of business back in 2017, so I guess there was no exception for this one, unless if there were, select few that went out before 2017. I don't know, but anyway, this was a vacant, abandoned H.H. Gregg. It's a standalone location, so obviously it's just chilling by itself at this corner here. It was kind of hard for me to get inside of it too. Not like inside the building, I meant like in the parking lot, because I don't know, I got so lost. I remember having to like turn around like 2 or 3 times just to get... It was complicated to say the very least, but once I finally got there I was meted by the building, the parking lot. I looked inside, and obviously everything still looked pretty original, so that was pretty cool. I think at one point though, this place got turned into something else that was open for a little while, and then they closed, and then it was vacant again. I don't know if it turned into anything else after my footage or not, but I'm sure I'll know by the time I'm editing this video. But there was the abandoned H.H. Gregg with its typical H.H. Gregg look, label scar, you name it, it screams it. Alright, so here it is. There's the side of it. I love H.H. Gregg's unique building design. It looks really nice. There was one in my local town, and well, not quite in my town, but there was one in which also used to be a Circuit City. If you look up there, you can see the label scar nice and clear. Very nice. Sit back and relax. Wish I could relax right now. Trying to be careful here, That's pretty cool though. I've never really been to an H.H. Gregg before, but that's pretty cool. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at a more or so open location, a location that I'm very well known for on my exploring channel. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a look at a Big Lots store located in Florida. But I stopped here, I took a look inside and got a little bit of footage of that. It wasn't perfect or anything, and I never posted it on the exploring channel, so we're about to take a little snippet of what it looks like right now. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't a major look or anything, but it was pretty busy inside of that place, and yeah, so on and so forth. It wasn't really meant to be a whole video on the other channel, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. And with that being said, we have one last destination that I definitely saved for last. I'm actually also doing it in the order of how I stopped at these places. I stopped at Kmart, then H.H. Gregg, then Big Lots, and now this next place, which in my personal opinion at the time was a pure playground for urban explorers. I was about to say explorations. Anyway, with that being said, our next destination features yet another abandoned H.H. Gregg building. But this time, this one has signage up. It's pretty freaking sick. It's not just that place that we have to check out. There's Staples, Bed Bath & Beyond. I think that's about it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it, shall we? Now, I want to make a disclaimer before we check out all these other places along with H.H. Gregg. These places were being worked on at the time, so obviously by now there's other businesses that are taking over these buildings. So once again, I don't want to put any bad publicity onto these businesses whatsoever. So there's that. But withhold, ladies and gentlemen, what lies right in front of you is an abandoned H.H. Gregg with signage. There it is. Eventually I walked up to the front of it and took a look. Alright, first before I show you the places that we're doing, check this out. BJ's! Anyway, here we are, folks. Look at that beauty. You might have seen this already, but I filmed another one earlier. It's so cool to see the difference between one that doesn't have a sign and one that does have a sign. That's beautiful. Look at that. There's BJ's over there. For those that are not familiar with BJ's, it's a lot like Sam's Club and Costco. Look at that. That's phenomenal. But it's a lot like Sam's Club and Costco. It's a really good place, honestly. Back in my hometown of Manahawkin, New Jersey, we had a BJ's that opened up back in 2008, so... Hello, they're working in here. This one's completely stripped, it's got boxes inside and everything. Jeez, looks like a warehouse in there. This thing would focus. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it's completely stripped in there. Don't know what they're doing to the place, but it's good to know that they're working on it, so that's pretty cool. Here's the Staples. Here is the Staples. Now, we're not going to take a look inside of Staples because, like I said, there were people working inside of there. Even after I was done, like, taking a look inside of there and then, you know, walking back to my car and everything, there was even a guy that came out of the store. He was just wondering what was going on. And, you know, I just said, oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to bother you. I'm just, you know, looking inside. That's all it was. But yeah, it's really cool to see an opened BJ store again. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Check out that H.H. Gregg. That's cool. So I'm just going to show the outside of these places. I'm not going to go inside the Spirit Halloween. I don't even know if it's open anyway, but that's pretty cool. There's PetSmart. Here's Joann Fabrics, which I've started to shop at a lot more recently. I like that place, actually. Not bad at all. And last but not least, here's the abandoned Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it's closed again, actually. So, and then over here is Ross. So, alright guys, so I'm not going to get too close to this building here, but obviously here's an abandoned Blue Rooftop Burger King, or an old school Burger King. To me, it's still like a regular Burger King, but here it is. Alright guys, so I hope you can see the old school Burger King, which is right there. I was going to chance it for you guys and look inside, but I decided not to. I figured maybe I should just stay in my car. Besides, there's a very heavy police presence here in this area right here.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to give them the wrong idea or anything, you know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel down below for more content, and click the bell for each time you get notified on a brand new video. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot. And stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a little bit more Urbex stuff too. So if you enjoyed this bit of Urbex right here, then stay tuned. You know, we got plenty more coming. Thank you all for tuning in for it. Yeah, this was interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. And that's all I really gotta say. So Ahmad K. Wilson, or AKW, signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.